Welcome to another episode of Kirk's Kickin' Kitchen.
Welcome back. Today I'm going to be making two versions of my tomato sauce for my Italian dishes. Now, the first one is going to be a fast-paced, I don't have time version, using powders. And the other one's going to be made from fresh leaf, as much as I could get my hands on. I prefer to do my fresh leaf because then you can bite into a fresh leaf of basil as you're eating your spaghetti. Now my fast pace, a little mason jar or a ball jar, whichever you use. And when I'm done, I can leave this in the fridge overnight so it can marinate. And then I can just add it into my tomato sauce along with my Parmesan and then cook it for about 30 minutes to an hour or about 4 to 5. And your sauce is ready. Bam. Now my crock pot's going to take you a lot longer. It's going to be about 6 to 8 hours. I like to cook it longer than that on a lower setting. This way I can endouse all the flavors into the whole thing. Now, the ingredients. I have all my mixture powders here. I use a teaspoon of sage, thyme, dillweed, bay leaves, crushed, or one leaf, rosemary, curry powder, cumin, and ginger powdered. I put it into my jar. Then a tablespoon of oregano and basil, all ground in powdered versions. Then a tablespoon of Worcester sauce. A fourth of a cup of olive oil. A fourth of a cup of garlic powder. Half a cup of Demerara sugar. Demerara, sorry. And then a cup of whiskey. Now this I'm using is Gentleman Jack. You can use Jim Beam, a host of other whiskeys. This is just what I'm using for this time. Look at that. Now, put the cap on that. Shake it up. Let that marinate overnight. And then the next day, a cup of Parmesan with 6 cups of tomato sauce. Mix that up. And I place that on my stove. Let that cook for about 30 minutes to an hour and on a low temperature, and you'll have your spaghetti sauce. Now my favorite way to cook it is with fresh leaves, organic leaves. The fresher the better. Sometimes you can't get a hold of this stuff, and they also sell them not only in little formats like this in places like Publix, Walmart. They also sell them in grown versions. This is my oregano. Oops, sorry, my mint. It doesn't take much to keep them fresh. It all depends on what you get your hands on. Now the same amount is what I used. There's my thyme, my rosemary, sage, dillweed, basil, oops. Get it all out of my glasses, oregano, my one bay leaf, my ginger, fresh root, cut it. You want to get this as finely diced as you can because you don't want to bite into. You can't substitute for ground. Probably more advisable. Depends on how much ginger flavor you like when you bite into the actual ginger because it's very potent. My cumin and my curry powders. Garlic powder. You can use garlic powder or 4 to 5 cloves. Finely dice these up. You can also get the pre-minced stuff, and you can just throw that in there. I've got the powder right now to cheat, and my sugar, and my crock pot. Let's put all this stuff in there. My 6 cups of tomato sauce. My 1 cup of whiskey. Olive oil. Worcester sauce. Garlic powder. Curry. Cumin. Sugar. Demerara. Parmesan. Freshly grated is preferred. And I need my knife. Now you want to get these leaves crushed up pretty well. You don't want to cut up your bay leaf, so you can pull it out later. I like to bite into my basils and my dill weeds. Gives that a little extra oomph. Kind of like a flavor explosion whenever you're sitting there biting into the spaghetti. You're like, ooh, that's dill weed. Ooh, that's rosemary. Give your taste buds a little adventure as you're eating. You don't have to grind it up too bad. You just want it to be nice and see that nice, kind of like chipped lawn grass. That's all going to go in there. And a clove. You could soak your clove overnight in water in the fridge. You could do all sorts of things. I love garlic clove. So I usually leave them in nice little chunks, skin and all. You can peel off all the little skin. And there we go. Let me stir that up. Oops. And 6 to 8 hours later, on a high heat to a low heat. Depends on your crock pot. I prefer to cook it even longer, maybe overnight for the low heat. High heat at first though to get it up to a bubbling, then turn it down to low heat. Stir it up occasionally because you don't want to stick on the sides. This has been my traditional whiskey tomato sauce. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And you have a lovely day. It's been another episode of Kirk's Kitchen.